It's been a few months since I did an update on my basement renovation that's going on here. I'm not going to be able to cover everything that's happened since my last general update, but let's go over a bunch of it here as quickly as we can. Number one, our InSoFast wall panels are all installed, sealed at all the seams, and the electrical is installed in them. They had an easy time running the wire through the chases that are built in on the back side of these panels. Yay. So this wall is ready for drywall. We got the windows installed. Thank you, Innotech, for providing these beautiful windows for us. And these are tilt and turn windows. So from locked to the turning position. And then the tilt position. Tilt is great because even when it's raining outside, you can have the window open, get air moving through there if you want it. Ben Bogue, a great builder from Connecticut, came down and helped me install the windows last month. We built these bucks, which are actually in two parts. There's the buck right here, the box that the window is installed in, and there's an interior buck which basically furs out the window opening so that we can account for the insulation. Another thing I've been working on lately is the ventilation system again. Remember in April, I had 3 of my friends who are all ex-Zehnder employees come down and help me get the Zehnder ERV mostly installed, 75% installed, but the basement wasn't ready for the basement part, so I've been working on that. Here is a register box. This is the duct extension that will have the vent attached to the ceiling. It'll be cut flush with the drywall when we're done here. The 2 tubes you see here are called Comfo tubes. They're the ducts that bring the fresh air. This is a supply vent for fresh air into the bedroom area, and they extend all the way back to the ERV in the mechanical room. Here's a quick look at the unit mounted on the wall. It's our Zehnder energy recovery ventilator attached to the concrete block wall. It's got 4 ports on the top, and it goes up, and you see 2 manifolds, and then another set of 2 ducts are in there as well, going up to the attic. Let's take a little bit closer look here. Okay, on the unit itself, the Zehnder ERV, we have 2 ports here for ducts that aren't installed yet, and a cord for the outlet that's not installed yet. It needs 240 volts, so my electricians are going to put that in next week. These 2 ports are going to ducts to the outside. This one is going to go over there. It's going to bring the fresh air in. This one is going through there, and it's going to exhaust the stale air from the house. So the other 2 sides here, the ports go up, and on the back side there are 2 ducts right here. So there's a Y here on each side. This side of the Y goes up into the attic. We had all the attic stuff installed in April when 3 of my Zehnder friends came down and helped me get this thing 75% installed. These 2 manifolds are going to supply and extract air from the basement. So let's take a look at that. All right, up here we've got the manifold supplying air to the basement, and I can tell that this is supplying air to the basement because the 2 arrows here point up. The air is coming up out of the unit and going through these tubes and supplying to the house. So that register box I showed you a while ago is attached to these 2 Comfo tubes. It's going through the manifold to that register box, and it will supply the bedroom. These 2 tubes that I've attached are going to the living room of our new guest suite, and they will supply fresh air to the living room. A huge project that I just finished was to get all of the InSoFast insulation panels installed on the floor, and then I put down the Advantech X Factor subflooring on top of that, which was donated by Huber Engineered Woods. Another thing we've done here is get the shower pan installed. It's sitting on a bed of mortar, and the drain is attached, so that is ready to go. All we need to do now is get the backer board installed, get the tile inside that shower enclosure, then do our finished plumbing over here with our nice 1/4-inch hot water line to make this really, really super fast, and it's insulated, as you can see. In addition to the shower pan, we also got the bathtub installed, so that drain is connected. The bathtub is ready to have the enclosure put around it. I mentioned a minute ago that the wall insulation is all installed. Well, that's not 100% correct. You notice there's white foam here. That's our InSoFast panels, but there's also some purple stuff here. That is extruded polystyrene. Not a huge fan of it, but we're using it because it's just a small area. It's just the one wall, the west wall, which is mostly above grade. And we mainly need something because we needed an extra ½ inch here because of these window bucks. We need the surface of the foam to be flush with the window bucks. And so I'm adding an extra ½ inch. That gets me up to R13 continuous on this wall. That's mostly above grade. And it'll make it flush with the window bucks after I trim in some places. The two most exciting things that have been happening lately are, yesterday, my HVAC contractor, Mark Hull of Hull Services, started installing the heat pump for the basement. So you can see these line sets here. We've got line sets going along this edge. We're going to have a horizontal ducted air handler, a Mitsubishi air handler is going to sit right in this area, supply plenum on this side, return plenum and filter grill on the other side. 3 supply ducts, 1 in here, 1 going to the bedroom, 1 going over there. That is exciting. One thing we have not done yet, though, is we have not replaced the old entry door here. This is getting replaced. It's going to be a little farther to the inside once we replace it, and it will be a full height door, unlike what we had before. So that's happening soon. But some of the really exciting stuff is happening outdoors. Let me take you out there. It's related to the heat pump installation as well. All right. This is our trusty old heat pump. It serves the main floor, most of the main floor except for the sunroom. If you've been reading the Energy Vanguard blog or watching the YouTube channel for a while, you probably have seen this before. And it is sitting right in front of this window. One of the things that we're going to do with this renovation is move this guy to the backyard. And that will free up the view from inside with this window. It'll open up this whole area so we can create a nice outdoor space just outside the basement door as well. Now, to move that outdoor unit to the backyard, we had to do some landscape work. So you can see the new steps right here going up into our newly excavated area in the backyard. Let's take a look at that. Here's the backyard with the newly excavated area, and you can see the line sets coming out, the refrigerant lines for our 2 heat pumps that are going to sit right there. And you can see the new retaining wall. Yes, there will be a railing for those of you looking at that. And finally, last thing in this video, this is an area that used to have a sliding glass door. This used to be excavated. There was a sliding glass door here with a retaining wall and a walkway out to the backyard, but the previous owner had that filled in and backfilled because of drainage problems out here, and he just felt like that was easier than fixing the drainage problem, so he had it all backfilled. We are undoing that work and putting a window back in here. The room on the other side of this is the great big room where I wrote my book, and it is very dark. There's no natural light in there, so we're going to open this up with a window, and we're going to have a big window right in here, so we'll get natural light, and we'll have egress from that room, so that room will be safer. Well, there you have it. That's a bunch of the stuff that's happened since my last update in the basement, and it has been a lot. We are getting close to being ready for drywall. The big thing that has to happen before drywall is we got to get this heat pump installed because there's ductwork that's going to be behind the drywall in some places. We got to get that installed and a few little odds and ends, and we will have drywall soon, and then all the finishes, cabinets, all that fun stuff, and we'll be ready sometime by the end of the year. Damn mosquitoes.